The man who kept missing the train. Every morning at exactly 7:42, Olivia saw the same man miss the same train. The first time, she barely noticed. She was standing on platform 4 with a coffee in one hand and her phone in the other when a tall man in a dark blue coat came running down the stairs. The train doors closed. He stopped 3 steps away. The train pulled away. The man bent over, catching his breath. Olivia looked at him for a second and then returned to her phone. Not her problem. The next morning, it happened again. And again. And again. By the end of the second week, she found herself checking the station clock every morning. 7:41. 7:42. And there he was. Running. Always running. Always too late. Always smiling afterward. Nobody smiled after missing a train. Nobody. You know that's weird, right? Olivia told her coworker Mia one morning. What is? The train guy. The train guy. The man who misses the train every day. Mia looked over. The man was standing on the platform watching the departing train. He doesn't seem upset. Exactly. Maybe he likes exercise. At 7 in the morning? Good point. Olivia folded her arms. Something is wrong with him. Underscore 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 underscore. 3 days later she decided she needed answers. The man had just missed the train again when she walked straight toward him. You know, she said, most people try to catch the train. The stranger looked surprised. Really? Yes. I should write that down. Olivia narrowed her eyes. You're joking. Probably. She stared at him. He stared back. Then suddenly both of them laughed. I'm Olivia, she said. Ethan. Why do you keep missing it? Ethan looked at the tracks. Then at her. Then back at the tracks. Finally he sighed. Because if I catch it, I don't get 10 extra minutes on this platform. So. He smiled nervously. So I was hoping I'd eventually get the courage to talk to you. Olivia blinked. What? I know. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds completely ridiculous. I agree. You missed trains for this? 21 trains. 21. I counted. Olivia laughed so hard she nearly spilled her coffee. You're insane. That seems to be the general opinion. Underscore 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 underscore. That morning they missed the next train together. Then they accidentally missed another because they were talking. Ethan worked as an architect. Olivia worked for a publishing company. Both loved books. Both hated waking up early. Both secretly enjoyed bad reality television but refused to admit it immediately. The conversation flowed so naturally that neither noticed time passing. Until Olivia checked her phone. Oh no. What? We're 45 minutes late. Ethan looked horrified. My boss is going to kill me. My boss already thinks I'm responsible. Responsible for what? He says every project becomes complicated when I touch it. Olivia laughed. Maybe he's right. That's not supportive. Underscore 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 underscore. The following Monday Ethan was waiting for her, holding 2 coffees. Olivia smiled. Vanilla latte. I remembered. That's either sweet or concerning. I've been told it's both. From then on, riding the train together became part of their routine. They sat in the same carriage every morning. Talked about everything. Family. Dreams. Childhood stories. Embarrassing moments. Especially embarrassing moments. One morning Ethan admitted he had once accidentally entered a yoga class thinking it was a business seminar. You stayed for 40 minutes. Why? I was too embarrassed to leave. You did yoga for 40 minutes? I nearly died. Olivia laughed so hard that she snorted. Ethan looked delighted. Was that a snort? No. That was definitely a snort. I hate you. You absolutely do not. Underscore 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 underscore. Weeks turned into months. Soon they were spending weekends together. One Saturday Ethan took her to a small bookstore hidden in a narrow street. The store was old and crowded with shelves. It smelled like paper and coffee. Olivia loved it immediately. She disappeared between the aisles. Ethan lost sight of her for nearly 20 minutes. When he finally found her, she was sitting on the floor reading. You forgot I existed. I did. I'm standing right here. I know. And this book is really good. Ethan shook his head. I've fallen in love with a woman who would abandon me for literature. Olivia froze. The words had slipped out naturally. Neither of them moved. Neither of them spoke. Then Ethan's face turned bright red. Oh. Oh, Olivia repeated. The silence stretched. A woman nearby looked up from her book. Just kiss already, she said. Both of them turned red. The woman rolled her eyes. You young people take forever. Their first kiss happened outside the bookstore in the rain. It wasn't perfect. Ethan accidentally stepped into a puddle. Olivia started laughing. Then he laughed too. Then they kissed anyway. Years later they would still argue about whether it was romantic or ridiculous. It was romantic. You fell into a puddle. A romantic puddle. That's not a thing. It should be. Underscore 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 underscore. 6 months later Olivia was helping Ethan clean his apartment. That was when she discovered the notebook. At first she thought it was a work journal. Then she opened it. Page 1. Things I know about the woman from Platform 4. Olivia froze. Ethan. From the kitchen came a nervous voice. Yes. Why is there a document about me? Silence. Then. How many pages have you read? Enough. Ethan appeared in the doorway. His expression suggested he wanted to disappear. Olivia flipped another page. Favorite coffee. Favorite author. Favorite color. The fact that she always smiled at dogs. The fact that she pretended not to cry during sad movies. The fact that she hated pineapple on pizza. These are notes. They're observations. They're research. They're affectionate observations. Olivia continued reading. April 3rd, she danced for 4 seconds while waiting for the train. April 19th, she bought 3 cookies and ate all 3 before arriving at work. Impressive. May 7th, she talks to pigeons when she thinks nobody is watching. Olivia burst out laughing. I do not talk to pigeons. You absolutely do. I was asking one to move. You called him, sir. The laughter lasted 10 minutes. Underscore 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 underscore. A year after they met, Ethan asked Olivia to return to platform 4. The station? She asked. Trust me. When she arrived, she immediately became suspicious. Ethan was wearing the same blue coat he had worn the day they met. You planned something. No. You're lying. A little. The train arrived. Passengers boarded. The doors began to close. Ethan stayed exactly where he was. Olivia groaned. No. Yes. Ethan. He smiled. The train left. People nearby started watching. Several commuters recognized them. One elderly woman who rode the same train every morning smiled knowingly. Ethan took a deep breath. Then he knelt down. The station suddenly felt very quiet. Olivia, he said, missing those trains was the smartest stupid decision I've ever made. She was already crying. And every morning since then has been my favorite part of the day. A tear rolled down her cheek. Ethan opened a small velvet box. Will you marry me? Olivia looked around the platform. The place where everything had started. The place where a stranger had spent 3 weeks pretending to be late because he lacked the courage to say hello. Then she looked back at him. And smiled. Yes. The platform erupted into applause. Someone whistled. The elderly woman actually cried. A station employee shouted, finally. Everyone laughed. Ethan slipped the ring onto Olivia's finger. Then he stood up and pulled her into a hug. Another train arrived. Neither of them moved. For the second time in his life, Ethan missed a train on purpose. But this time Olivia missed it with him. And neither of them cared where the train was going. They had already found exactly where they wanted to be.